Hey everyone, Mrs. Goodreads here. When I was studying to be an educator, I had to take a class on children's literature, and several of our assignments involved presenting a read aloud in front of our class. And I was shocked at how many of my peers really struggled with this. Granted, a lot of it I think was confidence in speaking in front of other people, which we all struggle with to some degree or another, but a lot of them also had a hard time with just the basic fundamentals of doing a read aloud. So I wanted to share a couple of practical tips that you can try to fine-tune your read aloud skills, if you will. And I don't mean to sound condescending in any of these. I think that read alouds are extremely important to the children you have at home or the children that you're teaching at school. And so being able to present a book to a child in a way that's going to hold their attention is going to help them glean as much from it as they can. So here we go. First off, if your book has a jacket, take it off. It's not cold in your classroom or in your house. They don't need to wear the jacket. I'm not really even sure why books have jackets. I guess it's to keep them in nice shape, but they just get in the way. So take it off. Secondly, practice reading it on your own first, at home or in the library, wherever. That way you know what the author is going to be saying. You kind of know the direction that the story is going. So you won't have any surprises or curveballs in there. Then I would practice this either in front of a mirror or, better yet, record yourself doing your read aloud. That way you can see what your audience is going to see, and so you can tell whether or not you're losing them, or if they can see the pictures, can they hear you, things like that. So I'm left-handed, so I hold the book in my right hand and I keep it open out to the side the whole time. I don't have any problems projecting my voice. I never have. If you do have problems projecting your voice, work on it. Practice talking loudly and clearly so people can hear you. Now, when I read, I keep it kind of bedded up to my shoulder like this, and I turn my head and I read the text the whole time. There are some people I know that will take the book down and they read it in front of them and then put it back up for the pictures. But I personally have found that when I do that, every time I bring the book down, I lose my audience. And when you're teaching a bunch of squirrely little kiddos, you don't want to lose their attention. There's some other good perks to leaving the book out like this. They can see the illustrations the whole time and see what the illustrator is contributing to the text, because a lot of times there are things in the pictures that the text doesn't necessarily say, but they are really important to the story. Also, if your kids are readers, they can kind of follow along with you as you read. And I've had some funny instances where I've just kind of slipped over a word, or I've purposely skipped a word, and I've had kids call me out on it, like, Mrs. Garrett, that's not what it said, or you missed this word, which is good because then I know they're paying attention. So I will kind of read it like this the whole time. Another perk to reading it beforehand is that you kind of know what the text is going to say. So oftentimes I don't look at the page the entire time I'm reading. I kind of read ahead and anticipate what the text is going to say. And that allows me to keep an eye on my class as well. So for example, a little girl came by and gave me a kiss on the nose. Nasty. Hello? Ever heard of germs? But she also gave me 2 gumdrops. And see right there, I said gumdrops, and if someone was watching, they would have said, Mrs. Garrett, the book says yogurt drops. So those kids are quick. They'll pick up on it. Anyways, so that's my tip for you guys. Hold the book out to the side. Let the kids see the pictures the whole time. Practice reading beforehand so you know what they're going to hear and what they're going to see. If you do feel like you've got kids that you're reading to that can't see when you're holding over to the side, after you finish a page, take a second and you can kind of turn the book like this. That way they can see it too. Or set up your classroom or angle your body so that everyone can see. So anyways, I hope those tips help. Comment below and let me know how it works in your classroom, or feel free to share with me how you do a read aloud. I'd love to hear.